She was on my fence at 2 o'clock in the morning. No joke. Crawling around like a bootleg cat burglar. Except we're talking about the suburbs here, not some action movie set. You ever think you've left the drama behind, only to find out it followed you? Yeah, that was me. I moved to Maypler Crest thinking, finally, some peace. Just me, my house, and a quiet place to breathe. Instead, I got Meredith Colton, the self-declared HOA president, prowling my yard in the middle of the night. My son's so-called smart fence lit her up, floodlights, speakers, the whole 9 yards. And the scream she let out could have woken the dead. I watched it all from my window, just shaking my head, thinking, how the hell did I end up here? Let me back up a sec. Moving day should have been simple. After years grinding my way up from paralegal to logistics ops manager, after saving every spare dime and living with secondhand everything, I'd finally done it. I bought a place outright. No mortgage, no rent, nobody breathing down my neck but me. The sun was shining, I was unloading boxes, and life felt good. Right. Until Meredith showed up, clipboard in hand, acting like she was running a border checkpoint instead of greeting a neighbor. She circled my car, squinted at my license plate, peeked through my windows, like I was some kind of criminal for paying cash instead of mortgaging my soul to the bank. Welcome to Maypler Crest, she said, in that way folks do when they mean the opposite. I introduced myself, tried to shake her hand, but she was already flipping through papers, scanning for my name. Yes, we received notice of your ownership transfer, she said, with air quotes, like the deed was fake. That's why I'm here. We need to discuss your situation. Situation? I hadn't even finished my first cup of coffee. Turns out, in Meredith's world, buying your own house outright is suspicious. Maypler Crest has, apparently, protocols for new residents, especially if you're under 40. She starts talking about neighborhood rhythm and stability maintenance, tossing out words that mean nothing but sound important if you say them in a certain tone. When I ask for specifics, she gets vague. You'll understand in time. You know what I mean? Like I'd stumbled into some Stepford cult. Then she drops the bomb. For the next 30 days, you'll need to surrender your house keys to the association for safekeeping. She's got a real form and everything. It's standard for residents under 40. I stared at her, waiting for the punchline. But there wasn't one. This was her actual demand. Give my keys to strangers. Let them control my front door, because I'm apparently too young to trust with home ownership. I told her, calmly as I could, that I own my property free and clear. No bank, no liens, deed in my name. I work hard. I pay for what's mine, and I keep my own damn keys. She just waved her hand. Paperwork and community acceptance are different things, she said. We've had issues with younger residents. She leaned in like she was doing me a favor. It's always easier when residents cooperate from the beginning. I got the message. Hand over the keys, or things get ugly. She gave me 72 hours to reconsider, like she was handing down a sentence. After that, we'll need to explore alternative measures. It sounded like a threat, though she kept her words just this side of legal. As she left, I noticed neighbors peeking through their blinds. Some looked sorry for me, some just curious, and a few seemed to be waiting to see if I'd crack. For a minute, I doubted myself. Did I misunderstand? Did everyone hand over their keys in this place? Then my son Jaden rolled up in his pickup, loaded with more tech gear than a Best Buy warehouse. He's a civilian security engineer, and as soon as I told him about Meredith and her fake violation papers, he went from happy to help Dad with Renos to full CSI mode. Dad, you spent your life protecting people. Let me protect you from this woman. Jaden set up cameras, motion sensors, a boundary verification system. If someone tried to claim authority over my lot, his program would check county records in real time. Cameras watched only my land. Every lens pointed inward. We double-checked with a cop friend, totally legal, as long as nothing faced the street or neighbors' yards. We finished around 6 p.m. Thursday. That same night, the system caught Rebecca Ellis, Meredith's right hand, planting surveyor flags on my fence line, snapping photos of my house, the mailbox, even my late granddad's rocking chair on the porch. When the automated speaker kicked in, "You are on private property. Activity is being recorded." Rebecca bolted so fast, she left the flags behind. Jaden pulled up the footage, enhanced it, ran facial recognition. Turns out, Rebecca had trespassed 7 times since I'd moved in. Not once, not twice, 7. She was collecting evidence for bogus violations by committing an actual crime. I started feeling weird about having so many cameras, but then my neighbor Ruth knocked on my door. "Thank you for installing that system," she said. "She tried the same thing with us last fall. Almost got us to pay up before my husband called the county." Ruth handed over copies of the same fake violation papers I'd received. Mailbox too high, driveway too wide, lawn schedule off by a day. Same threats, same tone, all fake. It hit me. This wasn't about one house. It was a scam, and I wasn't the first target. We organized a neighborhood meeting at the old Civic Center, and let me tell you, the tension in that room was thicker than the coffee. 43 people showed. Rebecca arrived with a PowerPoint, acting like a Fortune 500 CEO, clicking through slides of my house taken from the street, without my permission, making it look like I'd set up a military surveillance outpost. "Recent security installations have created fear and intimidation," she claimed, flipping to doctored maps showing my land as association controlled. I stood up and called her out. "Rebecca, county records say otherwise. Your group has no legal authority here." That's when it broke open. One by one, neighbors started telling their stories. Margaret from Oak Street, Tom who got anonymous letters, Linda whose kids were photographed by community overseers. Rebecca lost her cool, went from corporate to unhinged in about 3 seconds. "This is harassment. He's stalking me," she yelled, face red, voice cracking. But nobody was buying it. When I laid out the evidence, bogus fines, threats, forged docs, the crowd was with me. During a break, we compared notes. For families found the same white chalk marks on their property before getting violation papers. An old guy, Ed, I think, handed me a folder full of threats, mailbox height, driveway usage, even lawn mowing schedules. All violations, none real. He'd lost sleep, scared of lawsuits for things he never did. Rebecca stormed out, swearing she'd call the cops. I hoped she would. We checked the records at the county office. No HOA bylaws, nothing. Every rule was made up. Even the paperwork was fake, signatures and seals done by amateurs. And then, one afternoon, 3 men in cheap uniforms showed up, claiming they had the right to inspect my house and car. Their badges were plastic, their paperwork obviously phony. I called 911. The real cops came. Uniforms, squad car, the works. And the fake guards ran like kids caught egging houses on Halloween. The cops' report made it official: trespassing, impersonating officers, no license, no right to be there. You'd think that'd be the end, but Meredith upped her game. She forged an eviction notice, bad spelling and all, and someone edited a video to make it look like I was giving house keys to strangers. It was just my old college buddy Marcus helping me move furniture, but they cut out the context and spread the clip around. Suddenly neighbors were giving me the side eye at the mailbox. My son live-streamed the real footage to the neighborhood chat, and the mood flipped overnight. People apologized. Mrs. Patterson gasped. "That's just normal moving help." The truth, unedited, raw, finally won out. But then came the anonymous letters to my work, trying to get me fired, saying I was unstable. They tried everything. But once folks saw the evidence, Meredith's grip collapsed. She stormed off, face twisted in fury, threatening bigger plans. We went to court. Meredith countersued for defamation, playing the victim. The judge wasn't fooled. "Show me your official documents," she said, and Meredith couldn't. County officials testified. No bylaws, no authority, just forgeries. The digital forensics expert tracked fake documents right back to Meredith's computer. Even her own treasurer cracked under pressure, admitting he'd faked signatures on her orders. In the end, justice landed like a hammer. Fraud, extortion, forgery, impersonation, every charge stuck. Meredith was banned from any community authority, hit with $23,700 in penalties and restitution, 5 years of probation, mandatory therapy, forced to move out of the county. Crime doesn't pay, no matter how many clipboards you carry. With her gone, we built a real, voluntary association, transparent leadership, clear rules, actual community benefits for those who wanted them, total independence for those who didn't. I ended up on the safety committee, using my law enforcement background to help neighbors for real this time. Local news covered the story. People from other neighborhoods asked how we did it. My son's smart fence became a legend. 6 months later, the old rocking chair's still on my porch, right where it belongs. A reminder that standing up for yourself matters. That no one, no HOA, no bully, no fraudster, has the right to steal what you've earned. Some days, I wonder if we're truly safer, or if we just built a better fortress. Power attracts people like Meredith, always has, always will. Maybe the real lesson is that communities don't need self-appointed rulers. They need watchdogs willing to document, to fight, to say no. So what about you? Where do you draw the line? Drop your take below. What would you have done? Keep your evidence sharp, your fences smarter, and your neighbors honest.